for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news here on KALH, weather always comes first. An active weather pattern continues across much of the continental U.S. into the weekend. Widespread showers and storms are expected from the plains into the east. There's a fire weather threat for portions of the Florida Peninsula and southern high plains. Some relief coming to the New Jersey wildfires. Much below average temperatures expected across California into the western Great Basin. Much above average temperatures stretch from the Rockies into the southern plains into the east. Closer to home, quiet weather today with sunny skies, warm temperatures, and relatively light winds. Southwest winds will begin to increase again tomorrow. Strong winds and blowing dust expected on Sunday. The wind and a continuation of very dry conditions will bring critical fire weather conditions to the area for the weekend. Tree pollen remains moderate while dust and dander are extreme. High to severe impacts to sinuses and pulmonary ailments.
This is Lieutenant William Skaggs with Alamogordo Fire Department. Alamogordo Fire Department urges all residents and visitors to remain vigilant and take extra precautions in light of the current dry conditions and heightened fire dangers. Some key fire safety tips for our community are: avoid using open flames outdoors, including barbecues, fire pits, or any other burning. Always ensure fire rings or barbecue pits are properly managed and avoid using them in windy conditions. Proper disposal of cigarettes. If smoking, make sure to fully extinguish cigarettes and dispose of them in a safe, non-flammable container. Never discard cigarette butts on the ground or in dry areas. Vehicle safety. Avoid parking vehicles on dry grass or areas with tall vegetation, as hot exhaust pipes could spark fires. Be mindful of equipment use. Ensure that lawnmowers, chainsaws, and any equipment that could generate sparks are used with caution and not in windy conditions. Check equipment regularly for safety. Stay informed. Follow local fire restrictions and guidelines, and remain alert to any updates or emergency notifications issued by local authorities. The fire risk in Alamogordo is high due to ongoing dry conditions. Together, we can keep Alamogordo safe. Please stay alert and practice fire safety at all times.
We'll have another look at the weather following this news.
This is Range Control, roadblock information for Friday, April 25th. Highway 70, Highway 380, Owen Road, Nike Avenue, and War Highway are scheduled to remain open all day.
A U.S. Army Reserve medevac team assisted in rescuing an injured person on Sunday. The team performed a high-risk hoist rescue on a 36-year-old male who had fallen and suffered from severe head trauma after a fall near Alamogordo. The male was injured while hiking and fell, get this, nearly 100 feet. The response crew performed the rescue on a cliffside in total darkness and high winds after receiving that call for assistance at 1 a.m. Those conditions tested the limits of both the crew and the aircraft. 2 response crews were mobilized to assist with this rescue, and the patient was transferred to a hospital in El Paso. A Santa Fe jury awarded $190 million to the survivors and families who were affected by a drunk driving crash in Chaparral that killed Jose Marrero, age 20, and also 20-year-old Desiree Sines. It also injured others. An unnamed relative of Sines spoke with KTSM.
No worse feeling than having my sisters in a room, knowing that one's missing. I've lost close friends to drunk driving, and it's horrible knowing that other families are feeling what we're feeling.
The jury decided that the driver, Patrick Woods Jr., was working when the collision occurred. The collision occurred on Highway 213 when the defendant's vehicle crossed into oncoming traffic. A protest is scheduled for tomorrow.
We're meeting every Saturday, as far as I can see into the future, from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. You can come in shifts. You don't have to stay for that 4 hours. We do have signs, but feel free to bring your own if you have something that you especially would like to get across. We're just trying to get our voices heard.
Shara Atkinson speaking with KALH. Well, today is Friday. That means we get a cat chat from Kitty City.
Hi, this is Kathy Denton with Kitty City. Welcome to this week's edition of Cat Chat. During last week's edition, I spoke about 3 of Kitty City's very shy but nice kitties. We have more, so let's call this Shy Kitties Part 2. Handsome Bandit is a 6.5-year-old shy guy. He's a black and white and short-haired kitty. And of course, as his name suggests, Bandit has a black mask over his eyes. Bandit came to Kitty City as a kitten. At the time, he was thought to be feral, and his left ear was tipped to donate a return-to-field kitty. However, after his return from our vet, from his neuter surgery, Bandit quickly showed he was a nice, friendly kitten, just shy. Over the more than 5 years that Bandit has been with us, he discovered he likes humans more and more. People familiar to him and whom he is comfortable with can pick him up and place him on their lap. That's when the petting begins, and Bandit is in heaven. He is playful and loves chasing those laser lights. Bandit has all his current vaccinations and is neutered. Then there is Chubby, a good-looking 2.5-year-old orange and white tabby boy. We would say Chubby is more skittish than shy. He's always at the glass door when he sees people on the other side and hoping they'll come into his room and give him attention. Although he is friendly and we know he wants to hang out with us, he's not quite sure what to do once he has shown affection. He backs up a few steps and then approaches again. We are working to reassure him that we can give him all the love he wants. This kitty has the ability to be a loving and loyal companion. Chubby is neutered, microchipped, and vaccinated. Midge and Reggie are a pair of beauties. They are both long-haired gray and white tabbies with some Maine Coon features, most notably the long ear hair. They are 1.5 years old. Midge and Reggie were rescued from the outdoors. Midge's socialization is going quicker than Reggie's. We can pet Midge when she stops walking away from us, and she shows signs of acceptance. Reggie, the little boy, is quite timid and tends to hide whenever he thinks he can't be seen. We are working with these two sweet kitties as they become more familiar with human love and care. Both kitties are vaccinated and microchipped. These are but a few of the shy and timid cats at Kitty City that are awaiting their special person. Come visit Bandit, Chubby, Reggie, and Midge at Kitty City at 56 Stanley Ranch Road, Monday through Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 12 noon, or you can check them out on our website, www.kittycitynm.com, and see all of our available cats and kittens. Tomorrow, Saturday, April 26th, Kitty City and Alamogordo Animal Control will be at the White Sands Mall from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for our Kitty City adoption event. We will have our first round of kittens available at the adoption event, as well as beautiful older cats and dogs from Alamogordo Animal Control. Spring special for Kitty City is first cat or kitten at full price and second cat or kitten at half price. 2 cats or kittens are better than 1. They are half the trouble and twice the fun. Please come see us at the White Sands Mall tomorrow, Saturday, April 26th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and find your forever friend. This has been Kathy Denton with this week's edition of Cat Chat. I'll be talking with you next week from Kitty City. Kitty City and you. No one loves them better.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
From basic to advanced computer repairs, it's GalacticGeeksPCRepair.com. Local business owned and operated by Greg Gutierrez, available for on-site work from 9 to 6 daily. Installations, upgrades, even virus repair. For information, email Greg at GalacticGeeksPCRepair.com. Google IT support, professionally certified.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Following up on a story we covered yesterday, a former New Mexico judge and his wife were arrested in Las Cruces after federal law enforcement learned that their tenant, who is an alleged Tren de Aragua gang member, was arrested at the judge's home. Former Donna Ana County Magistrate Judge Joel Cano and his wife, Nancy Cano, were both arrested yesterday. The former judge is facing a tampering with evidence charge. His wife is facing a conspiracy to tamper charge. 2 are facing charges related to withdrawing Goddard High School funds in Roswell. Manuel Payne, the president of the Goddard Booster Club, and Samarinda Baca have both been charged with embezzlement. They're alleged to have stolen nearly $31,000. Baca was secretary of the Booster Club. She was released following her arrest. An arrest warrant has been issued for Payne. The New Mexico Supreme Court ruled that a Catron County magistrate judge abused her power but will not be removed from the bench. The justices ruled that Judge Susan Griffin used her judicial login credits to give herself an advantage in a pending lawsuit involving her effort to evict someone from one of her properties. New Mexico Supreme Court Chief Justice David K. Thompson.
As a matter of law, there were not sufficient findings with regard to the term fraudulently, and concludes, therefore, the Commission's conclusions as to count 1 are vacated.
During a pretrial hearing in her lawsuit, a judge asked her about the document and if she created it. Judge Griffin denied creating that document, despite the fact that her name was auto-populated on the document when it was created. She blamed court clerks. The New Mexico Supreme Court decided not to remove Judge Griffin from the bench, but did suspend her without pay for 90 days, not including her previous suspension in this case. She's also going to have to go through additional training on the court systems, be appointed a mentor by the New Mexico Supreme Court, and has to write an apology letter to each of the clerks she falsely accused. The eviction case involved her son, former Otero County Commissioner Coy Griffin, who was mentioned in the lawsuit by the defendant. We reached out to the former county commissioner, but he declined to comment out of respect and a request from his mother, and we will respect that answer. This week is National Volunteer Week, a time to celebrate those who give back, and while you might not expect it, some of the biggest hearts and strongest hands of service come from New Mexico's farmers and ranchers. From feeding families to supporting their communities, Noel Dondero joins us now from the New Mexico Farm and Livestock Bureau to remind us that service can be sown just like a seed.
It's National Volunteer Week, and we're tipping our hats to folks who often go unrecognized, our farmers and ranchers. Sure, they grow our food, but did you know they're also some of the most committed volunteers around? Whether it's delivering meals during a crisis, mentoring youth in 4-H, or leading local service projects, these ag families show up for their neighbors no matter the zip code. As Zippy Duval, president of the American Farm Bureau Federation, puts it, service is part of their DNA. And it's not just about the land, it's about people. So whether you live downtown or out past the cotton fields, National Volunteer Week is your chance to say thanks and maybe even get involved yourself. Because when service starts at home, it spreads across communities, urban and rural alike. Want to make a difference? Get connected with your local county farm bureau and join the New Mexico Farm and Livestock Bureau today. This has been Noel Dondero. Visit nmflb.org because stronger communities start with all of us.
Sports and weather are coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 20 games for New Mexico softball today, nothing in the area. 28 games for New Mexico baseball, including Tularosa heading to Texaco. Go Wildcats! Well, today is Friday. It's time to check in with Christy Lepis and find out where the fish are biting.
Alto Lake, slow trout fishing when using power bait. Fishing for largemouth bass was very good when using Strike King spinner baits. Bonito Lake, fishing for trout was very good when using yellow corn power bait. Brantley Lake, fishing for largemouth bass was good when using Clouser minnow flies. Fishing for white bass was slow when using soft swim baits. Elephant Butte Lake, fishing for white bass was good when trolling. Fishing for largemouth bass was fair to good when using jig head minnows. Green Meadow Lake, fishing for catfish was fair to good when using power bait. Grindstone Lake, fishing for trout was good when using garlic-infused cherry Kool-Aid chicken and worms. Lake Van, fishing for catfish was slow when using shrimp. Bill Evans Lake is one of the area waters that was stocked this week. And our catch of the week is, drumroll please, Madison Fernandez, age 5, caught her first fish, a trout at Morphy Lake. That's it for this week. Join us next week as we tell you the fishing hotspots and what they are biting on. For Crazy Radio, I'm Christy Lepis, reminding you to take your family fishing.
Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies, winds gusting up to 21 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight, winds gusting up to 20. Sunny tomorrow, winds gusting up to 21. Your high today in the basin, 86. Low tonight of 55. High tomorrow, 86 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today, winds gusting up to 28 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight, 20% chance of showers, winds gusting up to 26. Sunny tomorrow with a 20% chance of showers, winds gusting up to 30. Your high today for Cloudcroft, 66. Low tonight of 41. High tomorrow, 65 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org. And you can learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. And that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.